Hey, it's Danielle. Thanks for joining me for another nail video. I had filmed this whole thing live, but I ended up editing out so much of it that I just decided to voice over it. I'm not going to lie, these nails, they took me like 2 hours. So there was a lot of adjustments that had to be made. But I'm going to do a set for International Women's Day because that's almost upon us. Madam Glam actually reached out and asked if we could do some kind of design that kind of represented what being a woman meant to me. And so that's kind of what I did here. I used all Madam Glam products, and I'm going to go ahead and create a design of what I think being a woman is. I mean, it's pretty hard to fit everything into 5 nails, but I'm going to do my best, or at least some key points. So these are some of the colors I'm going to be using. The first one is called Coconut. The second one is Keep Palm. Nice olive green color. This one is called Oh What Fun. We've got a black with some holographic glitter in it. The next one is Because I Said So. Just a really nice magenta pink color. Of course, I got to use some Lagoon. Beautiful blue. The Chaser. This is kind of like a coral pink color. Supernova Love is like this peachy, really fine glitter. And then there's Moonchild, which is like a really light, dainty pink. I had some extra colors off to the side. It seems like a lot. Trust me, all these colors, you're probably thinking like, how are they all going to fit together? But I promise you, there's a method to my madness. So stick around and let's see what I can create today. So what I'm going to do for the first portion of this, I'm just going to put a coat of polish down. I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds. So these nail tips that I have there, I've already buffed the rough edges off. I've used a dehydrator, a primer. I've cured base coat on there. So I'm going to paint one thin coat of polish, and then I'm going to put it in my UV LED lamp for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to do a second layer. Madam Glam, honestly, their polishes, you could probably get away with one coat on most of them, but I just like to have that really full coverage. So I'm going to do 2 coats. So let's do that, and I will see you in a minute. Okay, so I put down all my base colors and I want to get ready to do some decorating. So I'm just going to use some of my accent colors. I've got Keeping Palm there on the palette, Lagoon, and then I end up putting a little bit of Supernova Love on there as well because I wanted a little bit of glitz and glam. This nail, I wanted to have a white stripe down the middle, and you'll see why as my design kind of unfolds. Unfortunately, I don't have a white Madam Glam yet, so I had to sneak in a secret product there. But I promise you, the rest of the stuff was all Madam Glam. So painting stripes is not necessarily my forte. I have found that the longer the brush you use, the smoother your lines tend to come out because it absorbs some of the shock of your hand shaking. But a flat brush with a little bit of alcohol can be your friend to help clean up some of those edges a little bit. What you see on social media for designs is a glamorized version of the process. There's a lot of hiccups, a lot of mistakes that happen, but you just have to trust the process. Another thing I like to do is as I paint each line, I cure it. So I cured the white in the middle, I cured one side of the blue, then I cure the final blue on the other side, just so that you don't end up bumping and running your colors into one another. So I'm going to use the keeping palm here, just do a little bit of I want to kind of like a vine design, like a little bit branchy, little more abstract kind of greenery. So this is as far as I was going to go with painting my colors. The rest of the designs I wanted to do on the nails here are all going to be foils, water decals, charms, embellishments, jewels, that sort of thing. So first off, on this first nail, I've got a couple of black water decals. Got a little bit of water there in my dappen dish. I'm going to make sure you take the plastic off your water decals, because otherwise you're going to have a real issue when you go to try to take it off the paper. So I soak it in the water for about 15 seconds or so. Place it down on the nail where I want it. Make sure you use a silicone tool to really push out the water from underneath your water decal, because you don't want to have any trapped water under your water decal. When you go to top coat it and whatnot, if you have water trapped on there, that can just create total havoc for you. So make sure you get all that water out. from underneath of them. And also it doesn't hurt, like after you've put your decals on, to just let it sit for a couple of minutes and just let it really dry out. You can see I'm using the little silicone pusher tool on the end of my tweezers. You can also use the silicone tools that you get, like usually they're a dotting tool on one side and a silicone on the other side. It's really your choice, whichever one you prefer, but you can see here I'm just really focused on getting the water out from underneath that water decal. And now I'm on to the foil portion of this design. I'm just kind of sizing it up, see where I wanted to put it. I'm going to put a thin coat of foil gel on the whole nail. I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to put the foil on the bottom or the top, so I'm doing the whole nail. This black nail with Oh What Fun, I also wanted to do a foil on. I knew I only kind of wanted to do half the nail on an angle, so I'm not putting foil gel on the complete nail. When you go to cure your foil gel, your transfer foil gel, make sure you cure it for at least 60 seconds, because if that transfer foil gel is on too thick, it's not cured well enough, you're going to have a really difficult time getting your foil to lay down smoothly. So once I kind of line up where I got my foil, where I want it to be, I just really give it a good rub with the silicone tool, and away I go. This one I kind of wanted like a floral tip, almost like a floral French, not quite a French, but a floral tip. I just thought it looked really cute on that color of polish. And then I'm going in, I got my camo foil, and I like that I'm able to use the straight edge on the foil because I wanted a nice straight line across that nail on like an angle. So these full coverage foils, sometimes you can get crinkles in them, so you don't get, you can see I'm rubbing really hard in the middle. It's because I had a little crinkle down the middle. And so when you pull your foil back, you'll have like a gap where the foil didn't attach to the nail. There's a couple of ways you can deal with that. You can either kind of stick the foil back down again, try and line it up and get that little piece off, or you can just kind of, that's what you can see I'm doing there. I'm trying to line it up. Or you can just live with it. Totally your call. This nail, I just love the color of this nail. Because I Said So is the name of this polish. I just wanted to put a couple of really fine little flakes. After I cured this polish, it had a sticky layer, so those foil flakes, they're so fine and they're so small that they stick really well to it. So I just put a little bit on with my silicone tool there, and then I just kind of tap it down with my finger. If you're going to be doing that, make sure you're wearing a glove, because you don't want to get any of the oil from your fingertips onto that polish. And once again, I am doing a foil on this nail, so going in with a really thin layer of transfer foil gel. I cured it for 60 seconds, and I'm just kind of lining up my foil where I want it to go. I wanted to do full coverage on this nail because it's kind of like this really pretty, like sultry black lace design. So once again, because the nail is curved, it's really hard to lay a foil flat and straight and get it like perfectly crinkle free. So don't be discouraged if you have some little gaps and spots that are missing. It's nothing that can't be fixed. I still struggle with foils. I am no expert whatsoever. Actually, I find foils to be quite difficult sometimes. And then, of course, in this particular one, my nail, as I was rubbing the foils on it, fell off the stand. So for the last nail here, I'm just putting a little of their glittery matte top coat on my palette. I added a little bit of iridescent glitter because I just wanted to take the design I had on this nail and jazz it up. I love sparkles. Okay, so for the last part of this design, I am going to use some gem glue, and I'm gonna put in all my embellishments. I've got rhinestones, little charms, and some cute little like flowers and stuff like that. So I'm just going to be adding all the little pretties and sparkles and pizzazz that I love. And we'll see you when the set is complete. I gotta say, the little rivet spiky things that I put on this nail were super difficult to pick up. I cut out so much footage of me like dropping them, trying to pick them up with tweezers, trying to pick them up with my wax dotting tool. They're hard to work with. So for the very last step on every set for me, especially when I'm using like a rhinestone glue, because sometimes when you use a rhinestone glue, you'll notice on the nail, it leaves like an edge almost, just where the rhinestone glue meets with the top of the nail. I find if you put a top coat on it, it disappears, it blends in, so then you don't see that edge where your rhinestone glue is. Also, some of the embellishments that I used were resin. I like to protect those with top coat, just for added protection so they don't get too beat up while a person's wearing the set. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm adding my final top coat on all the nails. This particular top coat from Madame Glam does cure with a sticky layer, so after I finish top coating and curing, I give everything a wipe with an alcohol wipe, and then it's all shiny and beautiful and ready to rock and roll. So here it is, we're done. Thank you very much for sticking with me. I just want to explain what some of these nails mean to me. So the W, I've got some mystic kind of magical stuff on there because women are really magical, mystical creatures. The O is very feminine, dainty, soft. The M is like the fighter. The E is the passion. And the N is to represent everybody because womanhood takes so many different shapes and forms. I think it's really important to be inclusive. Like I said, 5 nails isn't enough to capture everything that being a woman means to me, but I gave it my best shot. I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you for watching this. I'm going to leave a discount code in my description box. Madame Glam on the March 14th and 15th, they're going to be doing a really awesome sale. Please check it out. We'll see you next time. Bye.